Hi, I'm Leo Iridium. Hope everyone's doing all right today. It's album review time. So, German band Thunder and Lightning and their album F.E.A.R. Now, these guys have been cropping up on my Facebook a lot. Algorithms working for the band, obviously, and I recently reacted to one of their songs, their single, and I thought, well, I've got to give the album a try. So, was looking on Spotify last Friday, wasn't on there. Contacted the band, and the guys are not releasing it on digital platforms like Spotify. And who can blame them, really? I mean, to tell you the truth, it's hard enough for bands now to make it in the music industry. And Spotify, I think, are just about to give the bands less money that are appearing on Spotify. So they earn even less out of what gets downloaded on Spotify, which is totally wrong. It's totally wrong. I mean, Spotify is good for me because I get to listen to loads of music because I want to get, I really want to promote these bands, you know, and listen to their music and get it out to you guys so you can also get into these unknown bands, some of them. And some bands like this are more well known actually, but you know, unknown bands trying to make a living in a tough way of making a living. So these guys, if you want to get this album, I think you get it through their Bandcamp page, and you can buy physical copies, I think, and you can also actually get digital downloads, I believe. So I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's right. So these guys, yeah, they release singles on Spotify, so you can listen to those, but albums, no. And you know what? Like I said, who can blame them? You know, I just hope that there's some good things about Spotify because it can promote bands even more for the live situation, but obviously some bad things where bands don't earn enough money out of it. But it's not cool at all, really. Basically, Spotify should change the way they do things and other streaming services and give the artists, and especially the songwriters, more money out of it, and it'll make it more worthwhile for the guys. But so anyway, you can get hold of this in lots of different ways, but not on those streaming platforms. So Thunder and Lightning, F.E.A.R is the name of the album. Now, what sort of band is this? I mean, I suppose people would lump them in that power metal genre, but people are doing that a lot now, aren't they? As soon as it's classic metal, you know, it's lumped into the power metal type thing. These guys are very serious. They're not, you know, cheesy power metal. It's not happy choruses. This is really heavy stuff. You get really crunchy guitars, bass and drums are just brilliantly tight. I mean, the whole production on this album is heavy. It's crunchy as fuck. The guitar solos are just amazing. They've got some real technical players throughout this, and the vocalist, he's got that sort of deeper range, but he can also soar as well. It's just classic metal to me. It's very fucking pounding. It's pounding, some of this. They are really sort of one of these bands that they do some fast songs, but not many. It's mainly about that medium paced chug, which I love. So in the band, remember these guys are German. So you got Norman Dittmar on vocals, Mark Wustenhagen on the guitar, Benjamin Damrich on the guitar, Robert Thrath on the bass, and Steve Mittag on the drums. Weren't too bad for me, weren't too hard at all. So let me just run you through the album song by song. So you got Mother Me, which is the start of the album. It comes in with a short narration part, only short, and then we get into a medium pace. And you remember what I said about that heavy chug, real heavy chugging in the verses, a great chorus that sort of opens up and soars. I love the way the band keep it interesting with slightly different rhythm changes within songs. In the second verse, in this one, it does something completely different than the first verse. So it's that sort of chug is done in a different way in the second verse, a bit of a rhythm change. It's very cool. Solo is just ridiculously technical. It's a brilliant opener. Mother Me is a quality track. Beyond the Mountain of Death is next. Another medium-paced song, as heavy as fuck galloping riff that kicks this off and goes through the verses. Brilliant double kick drum through a soaring sort of chorus. Another great solo that just sort of splits in two parts, ending with a twin lead. It's just classic metal, but done brilliantly. This really is powerful stuff, guys. I really recommend this. The Devil's Wife is next. This is a medium to fast paced song. A bit of a thrashy riff. So they got that thrashy element in them as well. But remember, always classic metal vocals. So you're not getting any screaming or shouting or anything like that. So it's a bit of a thrashy riff, kicks it off. We get an excellent fast chugging track this time. That blistering guitar work really ramps up the energy here, and a great catchy chorus. A slight reprieve with a beautiful bit of Spanish acoustic guitar. So you can see they mix it up as well. And then it's full throttle again as the track closes. Brilliant stuff. The Curse of Elisa Lam. Now, I was looking up, I thought, who's Elisa Lam? So I had a little go on Google. I think this is about a Canadian student who was whose body was found in a hotel's water tank. Unless there's another Elisa Lam. But I think that's what the song's about. Again, an almost brutal galloping riff. Drumming again here is brilliant. It really sort of drives that chorus fantastically. The Silent Twins is the next song. Things slowed down a little, but it's no less heavy. It is a slower song. This is real epic sounding. The band are great at creating atmosphere, especially in this track. And then it just explodes with some really well thought out melody and an amazing solo. Brilliant song, The Silent Twins. Probably my favourite on the album at this point. A Nation of Fools is next. This features Klaus Dirks from Mob Rules on the vocals as well. So this is the single that I reacted to. Fast, chugging, high octane, energetic stuff here. Keeping it heavy no matter what speed they play at. So this is a fast song. It just sounds really heavy no matter what. Sometimes, like I say, that within fast songs, they lose the heaviness sometimes, bands, but not in this one. F.E.A.R, the title track, is next. A frenetic, almost black metal type riff comes at you from the get-go, and then the band go into a great metal groove in the verses. Another huge chorus that sort of opens right up. Their choruses are brilliant, this band. The solo section is just mind-blowing again, with some amazing guitar work throughout this album, really, and in this song in particular. What we get next is R-A-E-F, that's F.E.A.R backwards. So thrashy, stuttering riff. And like I said earlier on, that's what these guys are good at. No matter how speedy they get, they always sound really heavy. I love the part at 2.5 minutes where they slow it down slightly. This is proper head-banging stuff. Death of Innocence is next. This is a great track. A real melodic, catchy riff at the start. And we get another medium-paced chugging groove. Another soaring chorus proceeds, and that catchy riff we get at the start comes back in, and it is the catchiest riff on the album. The track's broken up a little near the end where they quieten down before going back, and that ends a highlight of this album again. Time to Rise is the final track. This is an actual ballad, a ballad of sorts anyway. Acoustic guitar starts off, and you know you're in for a real treat here. Slightly folky feel throughout this track. Some great symphonic touches to add to that epic feel. The track builds and builds and builds, and it's a real fitting ending to a great album. So like I said, guys, this album is available now. It's released now. It was last Friday, the 26th. Go and support the band. Go to their Bandcamp page. I think you can get a digital version. You can get a physical copy. But man, they are a great band that, you know, some of you might have missed out on, but they are well worth checking out. These guys are brilliant. Thunder and Lightning, F.E.A.R, highly recommended. I'll see you next time.